certain things in Minecraft just aren't allowed. I mean, sure, there's no kind of written rule book of things that you can and can't do in Minecraft. That's kind of the beauty of it, the fact that you can do anything that you want. But there's still a bunch of things that you really shouldn't do. Let's go through them, starting with the most obvious one of them all. I can't help it, I'm getting angry just looking at this. Who are you people? Who are the people that take out one block from a tree and then leave it? Because I don't want to be friends with you. Unbreaking 3 is a fantastic enchantment. I need it on all of my tools and all of my armor, but it's a bit of an unwritten rule. If it comes up in the enchanting table, everybody knows that you skip that. Don't just get Unbreaking 3. Out of curiosity. I mean, sometimes it pays off. Moving swiftly on, when it comes to brewing things, never just brew one potion. You realise it costs the same amount to brew one potion as it does to brew 3? Always brew 3, even if you need 1, 3. Placing redstone on dirt. Look, okay, I get it. Okay, sometimes you're in a bit of a pinch, you've run out of resources, and you just need to make things work. But please, do anything other than this. Anything is better than this. I mean, it just looks awful. And an Enderman is definitely going to ruin it at one point. So you've just found a dungeon. Never, I repeat, never destroy it, especially if it's a skeleton spawner. If it's a skeleton spawner and you destroy it, then I don't know what to do with you. Alright, just leave it, light it up, make sure that things have stopped spawning. You never know, it might come in handy someday. There's certain things that you definitely shouldn't hold when you're doing redstone, and those things happen to be liquids, okay? If you have liquids in your hotbar while you're doing redstone, I mean, you're just asking for trouble. It's as simple as that. This is a small redstone contraption. In fact, I'm glad this is gone because it's built on dirt, but on something bigger, nightmare. This one is the literal definition of a weird flex. The people who build their houses out of valuable blocks in Minecraft, things like diamonds, gold, emeralds, all that sort of... Oh, what are you doing? It looks awful and no one is impressed. It's horrid. Building your ceilings too low. If you mine out a mine shaft and you do it like this, then I don't want to be your friend anymore, because if I walk down this thing and have to bang my head on every single one of the blocks, I'm going to be very upset. And in a similar vein, I don't care if it's the first base that you've built in your world, you're just trying to survive through the night, you need to make sure that that ceiling is at least 3 blocks in height, okay? I don't want to be walking along feeling like my head is scratching across the roof. It's awful. Let's talk about mending quickly. It's the best. What possible issue could I take with the mending enchantment? It's probably my favourite enchantment in the game. I have it on everything. Apart from my bow, okay? If you choose mending over infinity on a bow, I mean, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And staying on the topic of enchantments, let's talk about pickaxes quickly. Fortune 3 is great. Of course, everyone needs a Fortune 3 pickaxe, but if your daily driver pickaxe has Fortune 3 instead of Silk Touch, that's an issue for me. But then on the flip side, if you use anything other than a Fortune 3 pickaxe when you go out nether quartz mining, then you have me very confused, especially if you've got mending, because then it's essentially free repairs for your tool. And on the topic of repairs for your tools, you should never repair them just using diamonds. I know it may seem tempting, okay, you don't have to go out and find a crafting bench and find some sticks to make a pickaxe, but look at this. I put 3 diamonds in, my pickaxe isn't even fully repaired, and it cost me 3 levels, whereas if I put a brand new pickaxe in, all I've done is add 2 extra sticks, I get a fully repaired pickaxe, and it costs me less. Why would I not do this? Look, I feel a little bit underqualified here. I'm about to give some building advice. Trust me, it is good. If you are doing a build, and you run up to the edge of some blocks of the terrain here, either extend your build downwards, or extend the landscape around it. Because otherwise, this just looks like it's going to fall down, okay? You don't have to be an engineer to know that. You'll be shocked to hear even more building advice is about to come your way. Path blocks are lovely. They're some of my favourite blocks in the game. I love building with them, but you have to remember they're not full blocks, okay? So many times I see things like this happening, where people haven't bothered to replace the blocks down here. It just leaves these ugly gaps. It's horrible. Not all foods are created equal. I like melons. I really do. They're so easy to farm. You can get thousands upon thousands of them relatively quickly. They're a steady food source. But please don't eat them. Please, because you're just eating all the time. They're just terrible. And the same goes for cookies and zombie flesh. If you eat zombie flesh, just stop. Anyway, the nether. When you first go into the nether, a nether portal will be automatically generated. And generally speaking, it's not quite in the right location. Please break this nether portal and put it into the right spot, because otherwise it could cause a mess, especially on multiplayer servers. I know I'm super forgetful, but this always really frustrates me. In fact, I think this might just be a tip for myself. Okay, when making an enchanting room, provide a small supply of lapis, because every single time you go to enchant an item, you're gonna forget it. Okay, I don't know why, for some reason in my head, I can't connect enchanting with having to have lapis on me. It drives me mad. Another building tip going your way, this one I feel fairly confident about. When building a roof to a house, don't do this, okay? These little corners right here where it looks like things are barely connected, it's not quite right. It takes 2 seconds to just go up the inside, place in those stairs like that, and look how much nicer that is. I think that might be the last building tip of the video. Let's move on to something that I actually know what I'm talking about with redstone. Drop elevators. Drop elevators are item elevators that make use of droppers, and they should only be used if you have to transport your items less than 3 blocks vertically. I would say that's the limit, because these things, they're expensive, they're loud, they're ugly, and they're unreliable. I mean, there's just so many better options. Oh, and they're slow. Right, rant over. Frostwalker. Look, I know it's a super rare enchantment and it could be considered valuable, but I mean, who in their right mind actually puts it on their boots? It's fun for the first day, and then it quickly gets annoying, especially if you're like me and you've got loads of water streams in your base carrying items that break when you walk next to them. Yeah, that bugs me a bit. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I don't have the best music taste, but I'm fairly confident I can say with some certainty that Cat is the best record in Minecraft, and you should never say otherwise. Okay, there's no debate for me on this one. It's a tune. Now, we all know that lighting things up isn't exactly my forte, but I do know how to do it. Torches can, of course, be placed on the side of blocks if they're at least 1 block above the ground. If you're going around placing torches on the sides of blocks that could be placed on the floor, then I'm going to take an issue with you. Using gold armor and tools. I don't know why, whenever I say anything bad about this stuff, people go crazy down in the comment section. There's some dedicated fans of the gold bits in Minecraft, and I can't understand why, because it's terrible. Why would you ever equip yourself with this gear? It doesn't make any sense to me. I know I'm not the most skilled person, but this point still stands. When you're in the nether, and you've got yourself some ender pearls, you should never throw one without first contacting a physicist and getting them to do some projectile calculations to ensure that the ender pearl that you throw is actually going to land where you want it to, and not in the lava. I got incredibly lucky there. Just kidding, I actually asked Neil deGrasse Tyson for some help. Anyway, the end. With a pair of elytra, travelling between the end islands is actually really quite easy. But one thing that you should never do is jump off of one of them without first checking your elytra durability, I would say at least 3 times, just to be sure. This one's for you old school Minecraft players. You should never join your Minecraft worlds or join your Minecraft servers without first checking if your logo says Minecraft instead of Minecraft. There's a 1 in 10,000 chance, and so far I've never seen it. And I've played Minecraft far more than 10,000 times. I'm kind of a little bit offended. Anyway, have a storage system like this. It hurts me. It actively injures my soul seeing this. How do people play Minecraft like this? I mean, just at least some form of sorting system, just some organisation, please. Making a redstone door that I can't run through. I don't care how big and how impressive your piston door is, if I can't run through it at full speed, it's gonna frustrate me, okay? If you build a big door that takes ages to open, put the pressure plates further away so that it starts opening as I'm sprinting up to it, but I can't be slowed down, okay? I got things to do. Saying the words, I think I'm gonna build this circle freehand. I've fallen into this one a few times myself as well, okay? No matter how small the circle is, it's not gonna go well, alright? Just get the circle generator up on the internet and follow the guide, because otherwise you're going to end up with a squashed oblong, which now that I think about it makes a square. A squashed oblong is a square. Right, moving on. You know, I said earlier that you should never break a mob spawner. I mean, I still stand by that, but you should also never make an XP grinder out of a regular spider spawner. It's just, I mean, they're just the worst. They're so frustrating to deal with. If you need string, then convert it into a string farm, but never an XP farm. And on the topic of farms, you should never build a large-scale farm that you think is efficient in your Minecraft world without first checking on various SciCraft channels to see that actually the farm that you thought was genius isn't quite so genius. And continuing to stay on the topic of farms, slime farms are incredibly important. Without them, it's almost impossible to get large quantities of sticky pistons, but finding slime chunks to build slime farms is almost impossible in vanilla Minecraft. Don't do it, just use one of the online tools. I personally recommend Slime Finder. I've been using it since like 2011, and it still works to this day. I know there's some of you out there who, when you start a new Minecraft world, you don't give it a name. And then your world save folder just ends up with thousands upon thousands of worlds named New World, and it's impossible to find anything. I don't want to know you. Optifine is the best. If you have a bad computer, you should use Optifine. If you have a really good computer, you should still use Optifine. It still improves the Minecraft playing experience, and to top it all off, You can zoom. Building old redstone contraptions. You should never build a redstone contraption that was uploaded to YouTube more than a year ago without first checking the comments to see if it still works. Oh, and just as a side note on this one, if you're the unlucky person that discovers that a redstone contraption no longer works anymore, don't get angry at the person who made the redstone contraption. I get so many angry comments on 5 or 6 year old videos that are complaining that the contraption no longer works anymore and it's somehow my fault. I mean, how does that work? And speaking of 5 or 6 year old things, clearing out your old worlds. This is something that in my opinion you should never do. And I regret doing it in the past because there are so many worlds that were saved on those computers that unfortunately I now don't have access to that I wish I could see. Using hyper-realistic Minecraft texture packs. Now don't get me wrong, I think the artists have done an incredible job. They've created something very impressive and there's a lot of skill involved here, but I don't understand why you would want something like this. I mean, look at that cactus. It's so high definition, and that is totally the opposite of what Minecraft is all about. Look at... Oh, it winds me up. Crafting diamond hose. Just kidding. I love those things. Oh, the video ended. Oh, that was abrupt. I don't even know what to say. God, that really caught me off guard. I was expecting some kind of outro or something to tell me that the video ended.